You know, anytime you fish on sandy or muddy bottoms, you're gonna have a lot of crabs. So in this area here, there's a lot of crabs. So I first put on my baits and I watch, and sure enough, the tips start going like this. And I think, okay, there's crabs here. So I put my cork floats on. Ever since I put the cork floats on, no. Okay, so my baits are being left alone now. But since it's the full moon, this is the period of the full moon, I wasn't expecting much. But I did want to get this video out showing the correct way of handling this. If you're in an area with a lot of crabs, your baits are getting chewed up, your leader lines are getting chewed up because the crab is holding onto the leader line with one claw and the other one is eating the bait, putting it into his mouth, right? So that's gonna screw up your leader line. So in case you do get a hit, you're gonna lose it because that leader has deficient strength in it. It's been chewed up. So what I did now is both of them, the tips, are no longer doing this. They're just straight out because now I made it so the baits are on this rig here. It's about 2 feet off the bottom, and this one here is 1 foot off the bottom. So now the crabs can't get to it, and now the bait is more in the line of sight, the fish using sight. Now going down current, the scent would be drawn down, so hopefully something would grab it. Maybe a bonefish or a jack, maybe a small shark, but we'll see what happens. I'm not really counting on anything today. It's just I know it's during the full moon, so if I catch something, it's going to be lucky. Thank you. Okay guys, on my last rig here, the one on the left, that's the one with the squid, I can see the tips going like that, which meant that I knew the crabs were having a feast. And the one on the opposite side on the right had the opihi meat. That one was also doing that. And for the last hour, I had to change both of them. So the one on the left, I just put on fresh squid with my alternate, which is a cork float. Now this one here, I use friction fit. This is a different setup. Instead of just going through it normally to the hole, let me see if I can take this out. Oh man, I really got this one in there. But this one has a plastic pin in it. So what I did, as you can see, I looped it around and put the pin in, so that locks. It friction fit locks this into place. So that's what you want. And this will, with the dropper loop, will go into my rig. Now because tossing this out is going to create more air resistance, I was using a 3 ounce on the rig. I just switched up to a 4. So from the bottom, this will be attached to the silver here, which is with the weight. It'll come up that far, and about 1/3 of that distance, you're going to have the bait, which is opihi meat here, just dangling. Okay. So what's going to happen is that you're going to concentrate more on the fish and less on the crabs. So I got a 3-way swivel here. Just going to put it through the 3-way swivel. Like so. Take a look at that. So when this goes out, the lead is dragged across the bottom, make it taut. This line here will go up, you know, this distance here. This will go up. Here's the bait off the bottom. So let's give this a try again. If I catch something or don't, at least I'm not going to be changing bait all the time because the crabs will be away from this. Okay, just check bait, both rigs after an hour. The end of the lines here were all frayed, which told me that there was crabs around. So that bag I went to is called Alternative Fishing in my wagon, had my floats in it. So what I do is I put the float on, and I went back using squid on the left, and I'm using opihi on the right. And what I'm going to do is that when I toss this out, I was using 3. Now I'm going to use 4 ounces because with the wind resistance against this cork ball, I need a little bit more distance. So I went to the 4, and with the way I have this now, Cork is gonna bring this up in the water column like so and hang the bait. So that ring hook is even gonna be more valuable now. Okay guys, I just reeled in my line after 1 hour. Normally 1 hour my bait's all chewed up from crabs. Just reeled it in. Look at that. Shows that the corks work. Now over here on Oahu, I get these in 2 different places. It's either POP Fishing or Brian's Fishing Supply. So they do work. Whew. It's high noon. I just brought in my other rigs. Was out for over an hour. Like my other one with the squid on. The squid came back intact. This one was to the right of it. I had opihi. There's the opihi. The 2 pieces still on the same hook. So it shows that this cork system does work. Check it out. I just threw my baited line in the front. See how the cork floats? And 4 inches underneath it is the bait, the squid on this one. See that? So that's the same thing off the bottom. When I throw it out, that cork is gonna float up 2 feet, 2.5 feet, and 4 inches below it's gonna be the bait. So it's gonna be off the bottom and away from the crabs.